Hi everybody, welcome to our sorry for the vibrations, welcome to our love energy questions and answers live channeling. Anthony's with me again. Hello. He'll be reading your questions and just having a listen and a feel for all the questions you have regarding love. Now, talking about love tonight, why I wanted to discuss this is because why I wanted to discuss love energy today specifically. Oh, it doesn't look like anyone's there. Let's see, let's wait to see if anybody's going to be on. Nobody there. Nobody there. Shall I continue? And just channel?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. No. Okay. We'll just channel. Okay. All right. So, love energy. The reason I wanted to speak about love energy is not just to speak about romantic love, and that's definitely one part of love energy and what, you know, an important part of life. But there's so many different aspects of love and the energy around love. And it's such a wide spectrum. So we can talk about the obvious things. There's friendship, there's family, there's love between teachers and students, there's love for a mentor, there's love for friends, there's friendship. But there's also other kinds of love. There's love from the spiritual realm for us. There's love from what we have thought of until quite recently as deities, the love they have for us, the love we have for them. And there's universal love. This is the main thing. Love is a universal language, and it's a universal energy. It's much more than a language. And it has its own very powerful frequency. And if you listen to certain frequency music to open up the heart chakra, it's usually 428 hertz, I think, the one frequency that's often associated with that heart chakra. Speak under correction. And then there is the 528 hertz, which is often used for love energy. And just listening and feeling the vibrations of that music and energy in the music can help you with that. So yeah, so let's talk about all the wide things that love is connected with, and all the ways in which this energy can be harnessed and used for your greater good, for everybody's greatest good. And and how you can use this energy to align with your soul path, and even discover what your soul path is if you have not yet discovered that. Okay, so I'm going to start channeling, and this might be a little bit tricky. I'm going to be asking some questions to the higher dimensional beings, love and light. I already know that Melchizedek wants to come through tonight. 11th dimensional collective. It is a collective of many different species. And there are, in particular, a lot of species and races that are very well experienced in love energy, obviously a lot more than we are on Earth, most of us. So yeah, it's going to be coming through. Okay. Okay. And if any of my subscribers want to come on, please, and ask some questions, that'd be wonderful. Thank you very much. But who needs to see this will be here and see it. So I'm happy. Okay. Okay. All right. In the collective, we've got, they just want me to point out some of the different races, many of which have star seeds on Earth. This Arcturian energy. There's Pleiadian energy. There's even some Sirian energy here. There's a Yael kind of energy here as well. I'm not very familiar with the Yael. This is just what they are showing me visually in my third eye. There's many races. There's one race which I'm not visually. I've seen some of these wonderful beings. I've got one in my healing team, and there's one here in the Melchizedek collective. That is a very tall being, much taller than the others, with long necks, long arms, long legs, and have a bit of a look of the grey, but not a grey. So if anybody knows what type of extraterrestrial this is, let me know. I just want to, before I go deeper into the channeling, I just want to make sure that everything is as it should be. Okay. All right. All right, let's go. Okay, well, there's nobody asking questions on the live chat tonight. So I'm going to be asking my own questions. So for those of you that missed this, I'm going to be asking some of my own questions, or one or two questions, and Anthony will also come and ask some questions relating to what has been said. All right. Those of you on my WhatsApp group, you're welcome to ask questions on there as well. If there's some technical difficulties, Anthony will get the questions there, not a problem. Okay. I'm going to ask my question out loud, and then I will let Melchizedek come through. It appears to me that as I work with healing and with readings for people, counseling, doing coaching, all the different aspects of my job, even when I'm channeling and doing art, it appears to me that love is just central, that energy is just central to the key to everything to do with a balanced life. And it even comes through in the third dimension, in the three-dimensional physical things like diet and exercise, manifesting physically in lovemaking, in nurturing our children, in all of those things, as well as many quantum levels. So my question is, why does this seem to be, to me, it seems to be the most powerful energy there is? And is there a reason why this came about and why this is so central, why this is the key energy that is sort of like the secret of the universe, if you know what I mean? Why is this energy so key? Greetings, beautiful people. It is my honor to be here with you today. I love spending time with you. We love spending time with you. So many of us here. And even though Michelle does not know all of the names of the races, all the different entities that's part of this collective, we want to let you know that this is not truly important. The only point we wanted to make is that it's a diverse group and with many different experiences relating to love energy. There are also light beings that is part of this collective. To answer Michelle's question, there is a verse in the Bible, and this is not the only religious text that you will find this reference, but many are familiar with the Bible. And there is a verse in the Bible that says, God is love. It is this very thing. The creation energy, creator energy, is that of love. It is out of love that experiences are created, that realities can be balanced. It's out of love that all this different multitude of experiences came about. In also curiosity, also in seeking, also in adventuring, also in experiencing more. But love was the first power and the first energy that was there, the purest form of energy. And some may think of light as a pure form and many other such energies, and this is true, but love is central to all of those energies. Even the darker energies, which some fear, seek love energy because they find it more elusive. They find it harder to balance. And they also have their role to play in helping those that want to experience empowerment and overcoming obstacles. They also play their role. So it is because it's pure creation energy. So if you think of the creator, the greater collective, the universal energy, greater consciousness, however you want to phrase it or look at it, you can also think of it as God, God energy, divine energy. The purest form of this energy is love. And this is why it is so pervasive and such a key element, because it allows you to return back to your God state, that part of you that is part of God, part of the collective, part of universal energy. Does anybody have any questions at this time?
Yes, hi. We do have some questions coming in. First question is, how do we stay in love in order to keep our vibration high?
Can you clarify when you say in love, do you mean only romantic love? Is there a dissonance between partners?
I'm not sure. This was one of the questions that came through.
Okay, please repeat the question.
So how do we stay in love in order to keep our vibration high?
Okay. We will try and address this question as best as we can. If there's any clarification, please let me know.
I guess the clarification is how do we keep the vibration of love? So not stay in love, but stay in the vibration of love. How do we do
this
that?
makes sense. Thank you very much for that question. That is a great question. There are many, many, many different techniques that you can employ to stay in the vibration of love, to raise your frequency, to match that of love energy, love vibration, creator energy. It depends on which level you need to raise your energy from. So if you're at the start of your love journey, especially if it's concerning your self-love journey, then we would advise people to start with self-love as well as that of service to others, to instill love. That's the first thing, to really, really learn to love yourself, and also being in service to other people, those that need it, the less fortunate, or anybody that needs some help and assistance. Those people, when you do things for them, you not only help raise their vibrations, but you will raise your own as well. This is because there is the practice of gratitude surrounded with that as well, and gratitude and love are very closely connected. So the beginning is service and self-love. If you struggle with self-love or any form of love, you can use what Michelle would like to refer to as a cheat. This energy can be accessed through music. So musical vibrations or other vibrations, as Michelle earlier mentioned, the frequency that can help, as well as music journey. There are many, many different musical tracks and musical vibrations out there and available to the public. And the frequency music is the most useful for this. However, there is such a wide variety of music out there, and people have written so many beautiful pieces and music and lyrics around love. So any music that helps you to feel that love, or any kind of love, will help you to do that. Also remember that water can be imbued, saturated, manipulated by energy, and therefore if you place water in front of a speaker that is playing this frequency or this music that makes you feel that vibration of love, then you can, after exposing that water for a period of time, let's say about 5 minutes, or setting your intention, so putting the intention of love energy into that water, concentrating very hard, closing your eyes and putting your own intention of love into that, thinking of something that makes you feel love, like that of a loved one. Then you can put that intention into the water. And then when you drink that water will also help raise your energy and your vibrations to match that of love frequency. So these are just a few ways. Another way to raise your frequency to love physically is to eat foods that is good for your body, that helps to detox your system, and foods that are directly connected to Mother Earth's love energy. Remember, Mother Earth gives unconditional love, and whatever grows in her soil, especially when it's natural, pure soil and has not been manipulated by humans and chemicals too much, then the purer that food that grows in that soil, the purer the energy is that you are going to take in. There are so many other ways, fragrances and smells, as rose and cinnamon, sandalwood. So many fragrances can instill a sense of love. So these are all practical ways in which you can help yourself to resonate with love. But the most important key aspect, so those are ways to help you, especially if you struggle with raising those vibrations and matching that love frequency. But ultimately, you want to get to a place of self-love. That is the goal. That is what you need to work on. Once you have managed to get to a place where you love yourself, even if it's just a little bit more than yesterday, or a little bit more, then that will automatically raise your frequency, and you will be able to not only feel love for yourself, but attract more love energy into your life, because you are starting to match that frequency. Are there any other questions around this previous question?
No, not at the moment. We do have another question, but it's more of a generalized question. Just want to know if there's any specific message you want humanity to know at this time. Are you coming through now?
Okay. Melo, the message has not changed much. There's still pretty much the same message, which is to raise your frequencies to that of love. So pretty much exactly what we were talking about in the previous question. That is the main goal. When humanity manages to raise their frequencies and match that of love energy, it will ripple out. It will have a ripple effect. And this is why it's so important. It's not only the people that are directly in contact with you whose frequencies will be raised by your frequencies that are raised, but it is also those that get into contact with the people that you got into contact with, etc., etc. And this can happen over social media, not only in physical, but also in the other wave frequencies. So it is a huge ripple effect, and the more these ripple effects happen and occur, the more empathy will become more normalized and part of regular life instead of so rare as it has become. And other things that will help is as empathy and compassion and love becomes more commonplace, and as this vibration gets raised more and more and more, it will heal many hurts. It will heal physical, mental, emotional, all kinds of dis-ease and conditions, and all the multitude of things that people deal with. There will be less murder. There will just be more loving. And this is truly a key component of what humanity still needs to learn. This message, as you ask, will not change anytime soon until more and more people, more and more of the human consciousness catch on to this truth and this reality. how love energy truly is the center and the key to raising frequencies and matching that of higher dimensions. Does this answer your question?
I think it does. There's another question about love. Is there a connection between sexual and love energy?
Yes, there most assuredly is. However, as it is well known, sexual energy is only one part of love energy. But the main connection, or the main thing that one needs to understand about the act of sex or lovemaking is that in its pure form, it is an act of creation. And when two souls come together to create another physical being or create more love through their union, this also has a positive ripple effect. It also has a positive effect. There is, however, a darker side to sexual energy that is not always connected with love, but rather the lack of love. So this is a very key thing to point out. So sex within itself is not truly love energy, but it can express love energy and create. And anything that is creation, especially that with higher vibrational creation, is connected to love. Do you understand?
I understand. So hope that they understand. I have a question. Do you have any practical advice for us to try and keep the love vibration going when we have so many external factors coming on us that upset us or that kind of make us wobble during the day? Anything practical we can do to try and stay on track?
So what I think you are referring to is the fact that it is easy to give into lower vibrational energy and frequency when there are many elements triggering you.
Yes.
So some people in humanity, especially those of the neurodiverse community, has trouble with too much sensory input. And this is not only true for neurodiverse communities, but especially so for neurodiverse. And it can be extremely hard to remain calm and focus on higher vibrational frequencies. In this case, that old method of parents to count to 10, or perhaps some psychologists or some nurturing types of humans would suggest that you count to 10. This is one useful tool, but it is also only useful if after those 10 minutes, 10 counts, you try to do the things that will help you raise your vibrations, my vibrational match to love. And one way to do this is to do breathing. The purpose of the breathing is just to get you into that relaxed state. It is very hard when there's all kinds of energy from all different sources coming at you. And this is why energy management, once again, is important. Grounding, because it helps you to become less anxious. It also connects you to Mother Earth. And this planet is a beautiful entity that really cares and loves and nurtures all beings that live upon her face. And connecting to Mother Earth will help you to already feel that love energy and also help to connect to your own love for yourself. And then, of course, clearing will help you to clear all of those energies that is coming at you, which you do not need, which do not serve you. So it is important to get to that, first of all, very, very, very important, to a calm state. So however you do that, whatever resonates with you, whatever calms you down, whether it's music, breathing, whatever it is. But breathing has always been very successful for the majority of human beings. And when you've cleared the energy away of that which does not resonate with you or resonate with your highest good, then you can start focusing on that which does resonate with you and really only allow that energy which matches your soul frequency. And this in turn is a kind of love energy. And then, of course, the protecting your energy field, and just keeping your own energy within your field will also help you to have only your own vibrations, your own intentions in your space instead of all the others. The law of attraction also really comes into play here. If you cannot calm yourself down, then you will, when you are experiencing these difficult times, you are just going to keep attracting more of that energy to yourself. So therefore, it is something that needs to be practiced on a regular basis, as often as possible, to help regulate yourself, calm yourself down, and get yourself into a state where you can receive and match the frequency that will most serve you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. I have another question which might be for people that will view this later on, maybe not people that are here right now, but some people out there, today's Valentine's Day, and some people out there don't have their Valentine, and they are wondering how can they meet that someone special. Is there any kind of advice you can give them in terms of love, and how to attract someone special into their life?
This, like so many things, comes back to self-love. This is truly the essence of attracting your mate, your soulmate, or just anyone who resonates with that love frequency of your soul, that resonates with, that's a match for you. And it's truly, truly to love yourself, because once you love yourself and you focus on making yourself happy, and you focus on yourself in terms of working on yourself, doing self-work, you will raise your own frequency, and therefore you will attract those to you that matches that frequency. However, if you are seeking outwardly for love, always looking out and not within yourself, you will not always attract that which matches your frequency. You will attract that which matches your frequency at the time. You will not attract that which matches your soul's frequency. So it really is about learning more about yourself, not only as a being in this incarnation and your personality and all of those things, but also going deeper within yourself and truly getting to know your higher self, and getting the bigger picture, the bigger view of you, not just this one perspective that you're currently living in. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. You mentioned something about soulmates. Can you give us a bit more clarity on what a soulmate could possibly be, in terms of where the idea comes from, and make it simple for us to understand, because we may not understand it correctly as humans.
Okay, that of soulmate. So soulmate or twin flame is a phrase that was used a long time ago for actually, it's not that long ago, but fairly recently in the Earth's history, but perhaps to humans it feels like a long time ago. And this was to describe from the outside people witnessing other people, saying that they have a spiritual connection, their love connection so strong that they cannot be separated, nothing can separate them, and that they are in sync with each other on many levels. So this was the earthly perspective of it. But think of the truth about soulmates or twin flames, and it is not far from what people perceive, is that it is a consciousness. It is a consciousness that has split, as Michelle has explained sometimes before, that the greater consciousness wanted to experience many perspectives and therefore fragmented or split up into numerous consciousnesses, and those consciousnesses in turn split up into more consciousnesses as it wanted to experience more. And so it is that there's a stream of consciousness that was fragmented. And sometimes there is more than one. Sometimes it's not only two pieces, sometimes it's 3 or 4 pieces that are connected. So it is not completely uncommon, even for people to have more than one soulmate on Earth. And that's just because this other person or persons resonates with their energy to such a level. It literally is, as people have expressed it, like the other half, completing that one soul, even though it is perceived as 2 souls. They were at one point one soul. Think of a river. It's something like that. Do you need more clarity on this?
No, I understand. There's no more questions from the audience. I can't think of any at the moment.
Okay. I'm going to... Okay, Michelle here. I'm going to try and think of a question. And if there are no more questions coming through, we may just end off here tonight. I have a question about siblings. Many people experience love of siblings in a different way. Sometimes love between siblings can actually be really difficult. And even though the love always remains, sometimes there is so much friction and dissonance between siblings. Why does this happen? Why do, and even within other family members, not only siblings actually, many different family relationships can be either that of a very pure love and a wholesome love, and sometimes it is a very discordant type of love, even though the love is still there, and in some cases not at all. It is a very difficult relationships. Why is it so hard for these relationships, for the people in the relationships, to find a common ground, getting past all the issues and just vibrating at a frequency that they can both coexist with? Okay. Thank you for that question, Michelle. What is important to understand is oftentimes the family that someone is incarnated into are people or energies that volunteered, in fact, signed up for a contract to help a particular soul to learn certain lessons. And the love is there because the souls that offered up these experiences are willing to make themselves available to be part of this experience, to be part of the learning in themselves, in their own paths, as well as this other soul's learning. So even though on the surface it does not feel very loving, on a soul level, there is actually a deeper love connection most of the time. However, it also happens that some parties in a group do not fulfill their part of the agreement, and then it happens that what they signed up for is no longer happening, and then there can be a true split, a true fading away of these relationships where both parties or both souls need to go their own way. And this is also part of the learning, as each independent soul chooses to experience something else, a different kind of love. Okay, are there any more questions?
No more questions.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me put my glasses back on. I can't see. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Melo and Robin. I really appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I hope that everyone who listened and took part could really learn something from this discussion. You guys are great. I love you lots and lots and lots. Take care of yourself and remember the love. Thank you very much.